A beautiful morning to you and welcome to the newspaper review right here at Prime Media TV. I'm Ayo bringing you the newspaper review. Coming up, Tinubu's first anniversary gift. FG plans fresh cash transfer scheme for 75 million Nigerians. Government policies will grow Nigeria's economy, says the Minister of Finance and National Development, Wale Edun. Tinubu's pledge to revive economy unfulfilled after 1 year in office, says Atiku. We are still having conversations around Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu's, the president of Nigeria. We're still having review around his 1 year in office. This is the conversation today. Before we go into all that we have for you today, let's go on a quick break. And when we get back, we're going to the show. Welcome back to the show. So let's do the first story and we go into our review. Tinubu's first anniversary gift. FG plans fresh cash transfer scheme for 75 million Nigerians. Let's see the story in details. The federal government on Tuesday said it had reinstated the suspended social investment program, disclosing the scheme would provide direct payment to 75 million Nigerians in 50 million households to reduce the suffering of citizens, especially vulnerable groups. It stated that the cash transfer program was overhauled to tackle fraud. The Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, announced this at the ministerial sectoral briefing to mark the first year in office of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration in Abuja. On January 2nd, Tinubu suspended all the programs administered by the National Social Investment Program Agency for 6 weeks as part of a probe of alleged malfeasance in the management of the agency and the scheme. So as you all know, we've been having conversation around President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 1 year in office. And once again, to us, this seems to us like a shocker. The federal government said to give cash transfer with the amount undisclosed to 75 million Nigerians. This, according to them, is their own way of celebrating Nigerians, of celebrating their 1 year in office. But I would like to first say that anyone who accepts any cash transfer at this time without thinking about it succinctly before collecting this money, such people are part of the problem that we have in this country. We should not forget the genesis of all of this. I believe 1 year in office is actually a time for him to give a review, give account of what he has done. This is not a time for some money to be distributed to anybody. This to us seems like why do you want to make transfer? Why are you giving Nigerians money? What for? If you have really done well, there's no point giving out money to Nigerians because Nigerians can practically foot their bills. And how much is this money we are talking about? It is yet undisclosed. The amount is not disclosed. They said they would give cash transfers to Nigerians. This is not what Nigerians are expecting. Nigerians are expecting accountability. Accountability of what this administration has done so far. And the reason why they are coming out to say they want to give Nigerians cash transfer, or should we link this to the fact that they know that Nigerians are suffering. They know the lament of Nigerians. They can see how Nigerians are clamoring for how the prices of goods and services are skyrocketed, but they've not come to the conclusion that they want to ensure that the economy becomes stable. They've not owned up to the fact that this administration has made life really unbearable to Nigerians. So it is the reason why they are coming out to give cash transfer. And emphasis on vulnerable Nigerians. If this administration 1 year in office has been effective so far, there's no point giving cash transfer. In fact, you see Nigerians all out celebrating that we have a leader who is concerned for us. We have a leader who is concerned about where we are and where we are heading to, and we can see the changes that he has brought to us so far. So giving out cash transfer seems like further impoverishment to Nigerians. Nigerians are clamoring every day. Nigerians are lamenting every day. Nigerians are complaining every day. Go to the markets. Just go to the market and inquire for the prices of a basket of tomato. A basket of tomato that used to be 8,000 naira as at this time last year, 8,000 naira. Now a basket of tomato is going for 95,000 naira. You buy pieces of tomato, you buy 5 pieces of tomato for 600 naira. Just imagine. So first, Nigerians are not interested in whatever cash transfer they want to receive. And I will also want to speak on the people who would receive these cash transfers. I think it is high time Nigerians wake up that when situations come into play, this administration is a palliative administration. This administration is quick to giving Nigerians palliatives to cushion the effect of hardship. They do not tackle the problem from the root cause. They don't go to the root cause of the problem and profile solutions to it from the root cause. Where is the root cause of this? Where is the genesis of this problem? All of this lamentation of Nigerians started from the day he assumed office. This time last year, when he said subsidy was gone, prices of things skyrocketed immediately. We can see as soon as subsidy was gone, marketers decide the amount they want to sell the price of fuel, and we can see that this affected every fiber of the economy. Then this administration came out again when they discovered that Nigerians were lamenting, and they decided to increase minimum wage of work. Not increase, they decided to give 5,000 naira poverty alleviation funds to Nigerian workers. Then how many of those workers receive those money? We only hear them on the media. Why didn't we see people sharing the testimony? Why didn't we see people talking about the increase? We only hear that they would give Nigerians this 5,000 naira. Whether or not they give Nigerians this 5,000 naira increase is even consider. How much is this 5,000? What can 5,000 naira do at this time? And this is a question to Nigerians, that what amount of money will they give to you that will truly cushion the effect of how hard this economy has been to every Nigerian? The hardship in this economy has further pauperized the poor and also sending even the rich to exile. So how much do they want to give to Nigerians that will truly be worth it in this economy? How much? Mass, they said they are going to give Nigeria 75 million households. Now, let's break these households down. Households in a house where they have about 6 in the family, including the father and the mother, where they have 4 in the family. Make the calculation. How much will they give to this household that will be worth it? How much will be given to them? How much will be able to foot the bill of every of this household? What will be the duration in which they will finish spending whatever amount of money they would give out? If it had been a policy that will favor our leaders, they would go ahead and ensure that they take large chunk of money, and ensure that they use it to do whatever it is that they want to do, even though they are all media shows. But when it comes to Nigerians, I think it is high time Nigerians wake up. You'll be hearing something like, we'll be giving Nigerians 20 million naira, we'll be giving Nigerians 50 million naira. And this is not just 100 Nigerians. We are talking about millions of Nigerians, and they are talking about 75 million household. If you are to break it down and multiply this 75 million household, multiply it by 6 persons in a family, how much will the federal government be able to give these people that will be truly enough to bring to cushion the effect of the hardship that is currently ongoing in Nigeria? So the question now goes to Nigerians. How much will they give to you? For how long will you spend this money that will not make you voice out? That will not make you air your views that this administration has not done anything to the Nigerian people, and we want a lasting solution. We don't want palliatives. This administration is fond of giving out palliatives. Earlier this year, when the hardship was too much for Nigerians to bear, you see, we began to look at the Nigerian government decided to go to the neighboring countries to seek for palliatives on our behalf. And as small as Ukraine was, Ukraine did not have up to 50 million population. Ukraine was giving us 20,000 metric tons of rice. And according to them, that metric tons of rice is going to last us from 3 months. For 3 months, have we not done eating that rice? For as many who receive that palliatives, for as many who receive the palliatives given by the Nigerian government during that time, have they not stopped eating the food? Have they not, has the food not finished? Has it not digested in their system? So I think it is high time Nigerians wake up to the fact that we are not interested in palliative. We want a change. Is this how this administration met it? Was this how they met it? Was it? Did they meet the prices of a bag, the price of a bag of rice for 70,000 naira? Did they meet fuel price at 600 naira? Did they meet prices of goods and services in the market as at the time that it is now? You can't even go to the market with 100,000 naira and buy something that is worthwhile. After buying it, you discover that this thing is so small, and you can't equate it with what you used to buy as a 2 years ago, as a 5 years ago. The economy of this country, the food inflation increased by 40%. The last we have seen, the highest that we have seen so far in the past 15 years of Nigerians' existence. So the question is to Nigerians that after collecting this cash transfer, for how long are you going to spend this that will stop you from that will then stop you from not airing your views, talking about the things that you truly need? So Nigerians are not interested in cash transfer. Nigerians want accountability. Nigerians want solutions, and these solutions are not solutions that we only will only enjoy for 24 hours. It is not solution that will only last us for a week. We are looking for a solution that will last us for a very long time, that will make us see that truly they are working. And yesterday, I was listening to the First Lady, Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, in a program that she hosted for the youth, where she has a lot of youth ambassadors present. There was there were a lot of youths in attendance, and she emphasized on the point that this administration has done so well. It has provided loan scheme for the Nigerian people. Now, this is the only thing that they could emphasize on. What happened to the prices of goods and services in the market? Has it dropped since then? It hasn't. It hasn't. So while Nigerians are waiting for the real accountability, which we are not even sure that this administration is ready to give, while Nigerians are waiting for that, the federal government should also note that we are not interested in whatever cash transfer that they want to give to Nigerians. Nigerians are hungry. And this hunger goes beyond being hungry for food. Nigerians are hungry for a change. Nigerians are hungry for betterment of their lives. Nigerians are hungry for, they want to be able to get back their purchasing power. They want to be able to afford, they want to be able to get whatever they want to get at an affordable price. This is what Nigerians want, not this cash loan schemes that will not last them for years, but will only last them for few hours. And Wale Edun was talking about economic emergency plan to be implemented in 6 months. Now the question is, what has this administration been looking at? What has this administration been? What have they been looking at for the past 1 year in office that they did not see that the economy is dilapidating? Why is it that they only started now to begin to talk about economic emergency plan? Oh, that means the economic are so dilapidated and it is affecting their pockets. Obviously, it is not affecting their pockets, because if it is, we would have seen this economic emergency plan. And we should not forget that this is not the first time they will be coming about committee setting up a committee for emergency plan on how to cushion hardship in the country. This is not the first time. Twice this year they have set up committees to talk about how the economy will become stable. What is the result of that committee that they set up? And here, Wale Edun, the Minister for Finances, is saying again that they would be setting up an economic emergency plan to be implemented in 6 months. We look forward to what this economic emergency plan is going to be. Probably this is going to be another media show from this administration on how they want to sort this. They want to drive the boats of the Nigerian people. And this is going to lead us to the second review, still on the still around conversation on Tinubu's 1 year in office. Government policies will grow Nigerians' economy, says Wale Edun. So according to him, government policies is going to grow the economy of Nigeria. Very quickly, let's see the story in details. The Nigerian government is confident that its policies and programs will put the country on the path of growth, as economic indicators are already reflecting improvement. The Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, while giving a scorecard of the economy's performance 1 year after President Tinubu assumed office, said that at a time of heightened cost, the government is committed to ensure that nobody is left behind. So at the ministerial briefing yesterday, on the 28th of May 2024, the Minister of Finance, the person of Wale Edu, made mention of this fact while he was being questioned by a journalist from the Voice of Nigeria, where he was asked what this administration is doing towards the betterment of Nigeria. And he said that the government policies will grow Nigeria. But then let's look at this government policies. It is an to solve real world problems. Now, so far in this economy, in this so far in this administration, we have been able to point at what this government policy is all about, and to some extent we can push it down to the renewed hope agenda that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration has been clamoring for so far. But then, if this is the government policy that they are talking about, we should note that this government policy that he was emphasizing on is not enough to solve real world issues in Nigeria. I mean, and the government policy that tax the poor, a government policy that keep pauperizing the poor, a government policy that keeps sending even the rich to exile. Look at the number of organizations, the number of corporate organizations, the number of companies that has folded up in the last 1 year of this administration in office. Is this the government policy that we are talking about? We have real world issues here. Real world issues that shows that the economy is dilapidating. Real world issues where the Nigerian people are clamoring that prices of things are too expensive for them to afford. Real world issues that transportation is nothing to write home about. Real world issues that there's supposed to be subsidy for something, at least in other advanced countries, there are subsidies that their people are benefiting. In other advanced countries, when the people pay the tax, they see what they are paying for, which will further push them to pay in more tax. So if this administration is saying that these government's policies are going to is going to help Nigerians to grow. But I think this high time they spell out what this government's policies is all about. Because the real world issues that we have right now, the policy that this administration is bringing into play is not helping the real world issues. I mean, we can see how this administration has been spending lavishly on frivolities. The Nigerian real world issue is that we want the economy to be civilized. We want our naira to become really stable, to appreciate. We want prices of things we want prices of things back to how it used to be. These are real world issues. But this administration is channeling their energy on other projects that are not even worth it. I mean, as at where this economy is right now, you as a Nigerian, you would bear with me that the Lagos to Calabar Coastal Highway is not a project that this administration should be looking at. For any economy to grow, there is need to invest in production. And part of and where, if they are to consider where they want to improve on production, they consider it from the lamentation of the people. The lamentation of the people is that we are hungry, we need food. Then you look for how you are going to come in from the lamentation of the people. I think it is the reason why we are operating in democracy. We are operating democracy to see the need of the people and provide solution to it. The people are clamoring for the price of things to become stable. Fine, there is no production. Instead of investing in a Lagos to Calabar, in a coastal highway, let's put it that way, instead of investing in a coastal highway that will not finish in the next 5 years, that will not finish in the next 10 years, instead of investing that huge amount of money in this project, why not look at the way you can improve on production of foods and investing in agriculture, and still looking at it from the lamentation of the people. The Nigerian people are complaining about insecurity. This insecurity is not from just regular complaint of we are not safe. We can see it on the media. We can see it happening. We can see that we are not safe. Even in our homes, we can see that we are not safe as we go to our firms. Then the Nigerian government can then see that, okay, the people need food. Now, what are the things that we can do? We need to invest in agriculture, but insecurity is preventing us from being able to invest in agriculture. Then let's see how we can tackle insecurity. Then they pay more attention to insecurity while plans are going on in the undernet on how to improve on production. These are real life issues, and these are they are policies that can be implemented to solve these real life issues. It is not in investing in some projects. And Wale Edun is talking about government policies that can spend 90 billion naira on subsidizing Hajj. We should note that this money that Nigerian government, this is not about being religious bias. This is clear. This is not about religion. This is about real life issues that the Nigerian government should note that as they are investing in subsidizing for Hajj, they are further attracting foreign investment to those countries that they are going to. They are paying that huge amount of money in helping these other countries to grow. How many of those countries have looked at Nigeria and they've considered that Nigeria is a place that we can invest our energy on? Has the Nigerian government ever thought about the things that our outlook before all of these foreign investors? Yet, Wale Edun is talking about government policies. So maybe they should spell out what this government policy is all about. By the time they spell it out, then we will be able to understand their standpoint, because this government policy is not to the favor of Nigerians. This government policy is only favoring them. I mean, look at the time that they said they wanted to look into the pensioners' money and remove over 20 trillion naira to full shot to take care of employment, to build whatever. Why can't they consider all of this money they spend on frivolities? Why can't they consider the money they spend on the yacht Mr. President is using, the money they spent on getting new cars for the First Lady, the money they invested in giving out to as allocation to these ministers? Why can't they look at this money and look at how they can invest it in a building infrastructures that will further help the economy to grow? So we really cannot point at what exactly this administration is doing. So maybe Mr. Wali Edun should come outside again to tell us what exactly this government policy is all about, because we don't seem to understand what he is making reference to, because the government policy that we are seeing here is the policy that will keep pauperizing the poor, taxing the poor to foot their expensive lifestyle. And moving on to the last story. Tinubu's pledge to revive economy unfulfilled after 1 year in office, says Atiku. So the presidential candidate for the 2023 for PDP in the 2023 election, the person of Atiku Abubakar, who was also once the vice president of Nigeria from 1999 to 2007, he has said that this economy, this Tinubu's administration has not in any way helped the Nigerian people. And part of the many things that he mentioned is the past fact that these policies do not create prosperity. And you can see that in the last 1 year of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration in office, in the last 1 year, we have heard cases of organizations folding up. We have heard lamentations of the poor. We have heard people complaining how difficult it is to survive. We have seen the rate at which our youth are running out of the country, which is also known as the Japa syndrome, how the Nigerian youth and our professionals are living, which is further dilapidating our economy. So Mr. Atiku Abubakar is correct on this, on the fact that his policies do not create prosperity for the rich, and also the Nigerian workers are the least. They are the least among wage earners in the world. I mean, when you are counting countries who are earning the least wage, Nigeria is one of them. And this administration has not, for once, given audience to NLC and TUC on their proposed minimum wage, and the amount they are even proposing as minimum wage of 57,000 naira cannot even buy a bag of rice. So how can an average Nigerian who is working with the federal government or the state government or at the local level be able to survive? Those in level 1, they are not talking about those in level 5, level 10 and above. We're talking about beginners. How can they survive with this, with families and their children? So Nigerian people, and also we can see that at the beginning of this administration, subsidy was gone. This subsidy has further impoverished Nigerians. We spend so much on transportation. And all of these things can boil down to transportation, because when the prices of transportation increase, the market women will consider their transportation before they sell out their products. By the time the product gets to the final consumer, before you know it, you discover that the amount spent on that thing is too much, and nobody wants to miss out of this. So this administration, this economy has been hostile to business owners, and we've had cases of business owners folding up. There is high rate of unemployment as a result of this fold up. Microsoft Office, the one in Lagos, closed down some months ago, and we can see the effect on Nigeria. When they started this coastal highway, they destroyed landmark. Thousands of Nigerians has jobs in landmark. They've lost their job, which has further increased high rate of unemployment in the country. Yet the federal government is not thinking of how they can provide employment opportunity. We see students leave school year in, year out. There's no job waiting for them. They come back to come and add up to already broken economy. So this administration it has not helped business owners. It has not helped the youth in any way. There is decline in manufacturing sectors. There is no production. The production is not ongoing, and we know that any country that is not improving on production, such country cannot grow. So we consume. Nigeria is a consuming country. We consume, but we are not producing. We spend too much. Just imagine the huge amount of money being invested on the coastal highway. That is not a project that would finish up in the next 2 years. So before that project can bring in money, the project can only bring in money when it is completed. So why not presently invest in something that will bring in the money that you can use to cushion, that you can use to take care of other bigger projects that will bring in more money. So we can see that this administration has not in any way invested in production. Money has been going out, but money is not coming in. We use money to do this, to do that, but all of these things are not adding up to the economy. So Mr. Atiku Abubakar is correct on this, and from his conversation with from the interview he granted with the Channels Television, he said that he is interested in the reforming of the Nigerian economy, but not in the way President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going about it. We should also note that Mr. Atiku Abubakar is a Nigerian and he has the right to review whatever that is ongoing in this administration. And on a final note, he proffered certain solution that would help this administration, if at all they want to make any progress. And that is if this administration is willing to listen to him. And according to him, he said they should stop pauperizing the poor. And how can they stop pauperizing the poor? By stop taxing the poor. People are spending so much already. Why further place more tax on them? There's no subsidy on fuel. You tax them on electricity. People are still paying over 225 naira per kilowatt of the electricity they use. And this, you see, at the end of the month, they are paying bills of over 400,000 naira. Where do they get the money? So, according to him, he said they should stop taxing the poor and subsidize for Nigerians. Other advanced countries, when things become like this, they look for how they can subsidize the people and then prefer a lasting solution to what is at hand. So currently, this administration is not looking at how they can subsidize, but according to Atiku Abubakar, he said they should look at how they can subsidize the poor, bring down prices of goods and services for them, and work on how fuel subsidy will be back. And even on the fuel subsidy, there is no clarity on that. So that was the take of the presidential candidate for the PDP in the 2023 election. That was his own conclusion on what he think this administration can do to further help the economy to grow. So this is all that we can take on this session of newspaper review. We will be bringing you updates back to back on as the situation unfolds on conversation around the review of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in office. I am Ayo, but before we leave the studio, I would like that you follow us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook, we are Prime Media TV. On Instagram and TikTok, we are Prime Media Studios. On the website where you're currently watching us, we are enginespeak.com. You can do well to follow us on YouTube at Enginespeak. I am Ayo. Until I come your way again, do have a great day.